hearing from Jeanie, how do you feel like she looks now?
Man, I take everything from Jeanie with a grain of salt. She's one of the most amazing people on earth, a great person. She's not going to tell you the truth. If you ask her a question, I mean, the Lakers could be in complete controversy, fighting, scratching, clawing. Magic's going at Rob. Rob's going at Magic. Rob is backstabbing Magic all over the place. And Jeanie's going to tell you it's just fine. It's all good, knowing that it's not. LeBron James was sitting out. They didn't know who was going to play. As a matter of fact, Jeanie Buss told us that the young guys were absolutely fine. We love them. They're not going anywhere. Luke Walton is here to stay. Well, guess what? Magic resigns. Luke Walton is fired. Everything that Jeanie Buss says, you have to take with a grain of salt. She's very non-controversial. If you ask her something, you're not necessarily going to get the truth. You're going to get the protect the Lakers, protect the Shield, and I'm all for that. But it looks very bad when you say one thing and then we end up saying the other. Now, Max, I want to know what you think about this. Because if I'm gonna advise Jeanie Buss and I'm gonna point her in a certain direction, I'm gonna say, Jeanie, be Klutch Sports. Klutch Sports went to Cleveland, and I played in Cleveland. I was there. 5 NBA Finals appearances, 1 championship. That ain't too bad. Then they come to LA, deliver you LeBron James, deliver you Anthony Davis, brother. Because keep in mind, if it wasn't for Klutch Sports, Anthony Davis would be far. He'd be on the East Coast. He'd be a Boston Celtic. He'd be a Toronto Raptor. He'd be whoever else could take him but the Lakers. And if it wasn't for Rich Paul, if it wasn't for Klutch Sports, he wouldn't be there. And now the Lakers are sitting pretty, brother.
Let me say this before I address the Klutch Sports point. Jeanie Buss, the way she looks now is the way she always looks to me, which is someone who really wants the Lakers to be great. She really does. The Buss family, her father, the late, great Dr. Jerry Buss, the greatest owner by far in the history of American team sports. It's not close. And the chip off the old block in many respects, Jeanie, there's a reason she inherited the team, really, she inherited title of boss. That family really has always seen themselves as stewards of a public trust, the Lakers. Very different than Jim Dolan in New York. I'm the majority shareholder, and that's who I have to answer. No, the Buss family has always been, yes, it's a family business. It's how we make our money. But the Lakers are a public trust in Los Angeles, and she wants more than anything, not just for her business, but for her family's legacy. She wants the Lakers to be great. And she has learned from certain mistakes that she's made in the past, I believe, and I believe she's still learning. But one of the things when she addressed, hey, Linda Rambis and Kirby, that this is how it's been for 30 years, et cetera, that may have stayed the same to Jeanie. But there are other things that have changed. For example, Jeanie is much more empowered in the organization than she was, let's say, 10 years ago. Because her father's not there anymore. She's the boss. How have the Lakers done in that time? Not as well as they used to do. And I understand it's an absurd standard her father set, and who could ever live up to that? And as long as Jeanie's doing the best, of her ability, then that's all you can ask. But I believe there's better in there. So circumstances have changed, even if her relationship with Linda Rambis hasn't, or Linda and Kurt Rambis's position in terms of advising the team, or her about the team. So that's one thing that's changed, her power. Here's another thing that's changed, the league. The league has changed. The league Kurt Rambis knew and understood and succeeded in once upon a time is not the same league anymore. Either you adapt or you get left behind, and that includes, a guy who at one point was arguably the greatest coach in the history of American team sports, Phil Jackson, the guy who won championships left and right. Game left him by. You either adapt, and this goes in all sports. Bill Belichick, Andy Reid adapted, others didn't. Those guys are out in the NFL. Same thing in the NBA. Greg Popovich adapted. He's still around. Phil Jackson did it. He's gone. Right? So Jeanie has to take that into consideration, too. I think that's how she looks, as someone who's doing her best, but there's still more in there to be done. Now, let me, and also someone who cares a lot about the team, but can be doing better if she adjusts. Now, let me mention Klutch Sports. You're absolutely right, Ryan. I brought this up a couple weeks ago. This is an inside job. How do you botch an inside job? You get LeBron. The main thing is the league just wanted to know, are the Lakers in capable hands? Are they not dysfunctional anymore? They hired Magic. Magic gave people that feeling. We're not dysfunctional anymore. LeBron signs with the Lakers. The brand that Jerry Buss built, the late, great Dr. Jerry Buss built. Magic signs with the Lakers. LeBron signs with the Lakers in L.A. And because that's Klutch Sports, now you also have AD. How do you botch an inside job? Why isn't Ty Lue the coach? Just like, well, we don't want to just give the keys to the franchise to Rich Paul and LeBron James. Yep. Why not? What did they or do you have a better GM with a better track record? The real issue with the Lakers now, Ryan, is that Magic, Stephen A. has made this point. Magic was an inexperienced head of basketball operations. He needed an X's and O's guy with a lot of experience. Instead, they gave him Rob Pelinka, Kobe Bryant's agent. And I like, what other business are they in together? Is that a Rich Paul, LeBron James relationship? Like, I have questions. So the point is that they got LeBron and AD because it's an inside job, yet somehow they've minimized the inside job. This shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, the same problem they had in the front office has spilled over. And I do credit Dr. Jerry Buss in the sense that who was in charge? He would make the calls, and who was his trusted man? Who? Jerry West. You knew it wasn't Jerry West, this guy. It was Jerry West making the calls, making the trades, picking talent. There were no questions there. Now you're wondering who is who? Who's making the calls? You got to have one chief and a number of Indians. And whoever she trusts, and we're going to break it down, whether it's Kobe, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Magic, she had to choose one. Well, guess what? Magic said, I'm out. So right now, you got to trust LeBron. You got to trust Klutch. You got to go 2 feet in with what's going there. And if they make a mistake, at least they had the experience in going ahead and making it. And please don't mistake me saying that LeBron James is a GM or coach. Now, listen, as I speak about coach, they got another huge problem there. The huge problem behind the back scenes is now in the front. They don't have a head coach.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.